Good morning, everyone. This is AL Pick Madame and Cinnamon Sugar, and I'm happily leaving work. I have some little things to tell y'all, some tidbits, if you will. Today was very interesting. I'm trying to make sure I'm not repeating any information I've already told y'all from the last time I did a What a Day post. So bear with me if I do indeed actually end up repeating myself. So today was my first day of my new schedule. I hate it. I hate it because I love working in the middle of being off in the middle of the week. It makes all the sense in the world to me. So oh, that was a turtle. Oh gosh, somebody gonna kill that little turtle. I barely realized it was a turtle myself. Wait a minute, did somebody kill another one? Y'all, I'm sorry. We had we have a pond in front of our house, and so I'm used to turtles crossing the road and all that stuff. But that was a very, very small turtle. Oh, I'm glad I saw him come out of there. That's a whole fire chief that just pulled out of one of their little recreational work vehicles, I guess you could say. But anyway, but yeah, that was so random. Oh my gosh. Okay, the sun want to try to come out. We've had really bad kind of weather. I mean, I haven't really been affected by it. It's been raining. It's supposed to rain for the next couple of days because of y'all, I keep forgetting what season this is. Hurricane, tornado, I don't even remember no more. I promise you, like, you can't even tell that that's one of their vehicles unless you are looking at it from behind. I only saw him come from out of there. That's the only reason why I know that he is someone who could turn on his lights at any time. Y'all, my bad. My head is killing me. So anyway, let me tell y'all about some things that happened today and, other stuff that I found out. So people are still continuously talking about the sexual harassment situation. So people, are now shocked to find out that this is something that he's been doing for the last 3 months straight. Somebody who he was really cool with, who does what I do, he keeps asking me if I think this man is gay. Because like I told you, like, they seem like they were really cool and all this. But yeah, after that, he's looking at him like, dang, is he gay? Because I ain't got time. Like, he wanted to, we was trying to be cool with each other, and I don't know if this man was like that. So, So, yeah. So I, dropped a bomb, was like, this man approached me weekly, asking me what this man's name was. Because I guess he was too drunk to remember. I don't know. But he legit would ask me from week to week, at least once a week, what was that man's name. And because of the way that he asked, there was literally only one person that he could ever be referring to. He would say, hey, what's that dude's name who used to do this job that he, had, and he does the job that we do? And I'm just like, sir, every single week? Oh, okay. So anyway, so he was like, wait a minute, what? I was like, yeah. And I was like, I was the first person that he said that he was cute to. He was like, what? I was like, yeah. Then I further explained that on that particular day, he came to me, said what he said, then proceeded to come upstairs, say it to the man's face, then come back later on that same day and give him a piece of paper with the words written out, you hella cute, on it. He was like, what? I was like, yes. And I said, if you don't believe me, you can ask him. Obviously not ask the person who, is fired, because he probably gonna lie, because right now he looking very suspect. So I'm like, yeah. I said, when he come back, ask him. He gonna tell you exactly what happened. Because he was like, you saw it? I was like, yes, I was right there. I just so happened to be the breaker. And like I told y'all remember, all of y'all who've been following everything I've been telling y'all, all of y'all who've been subscribed, or those of y'all who, coincidentally, my video pop up, y'all have been noticing during that time period, I kept telling y'all, I'm the breaker, I'm the breaker, I'm the breaker, when the new people was there, right? All right. That was one of them days I was the breaker. And I was over there the entire time. And he kept coming up there saying stuff or handing him a piece of paper that said the same thing, which is you hella cute on it. So anyway, people are very like disgusted, and all but one person had a different reaction to that. This one guy, he tries to see, he's actually in front of me. That's the coincidence of it all. He's a really nice guy, but I think he was just trying to make light of the situation by saying, well, yeah, if he would have called me cute and hit me on the butt, I wouldn't have really, taken offense like that. And I kept trying to tell them, like, y'all don't understand. Like, he had childhood trauma that happened to him. So once he actually touched him, that's when it really became a problem. He already didn't like the fact that he was calling him cute. So it got to a point where he started connecting the dots and was like, he the one is gay. He's the one who actually is gay. While he worrying about what someone else's sexual orientation may or may not be. He is doing all of this because he's trying to deflect, because he's the one who's gay. And I was like, Lord. And I had already kind of pieced some stuff together myself, and I was like, I don't know about all that, because I don't care. Like, I really don't. But now that it keeps being made into a situation, it's like, oh my gosh. So anyway, yesterday he asked me, he was like, do you know if I'm on the schedule to work tomorrow, which is today? I was like, I don't think so. He was like, man, I think they put me on the schedule. Well, let me make sure, because I don't want to be at the house and then I end up getting fired because I ain't show up to work. Because he did sign up and say that he wanted to work extra all this month. So he was going to pull 12s while the baby mama is transitioning and being at the house. Now, tell me why yesterday he left out the house with his kids and he called me. So he done called me and he talking to me. He like, well, she want to do this, that, and the other with her life, and I'm willing to just be a stay-at-home dad and allow her to pursue her dreams. I don't want her to keep putting her dreams off. I don't want her to ever be able to say that she never, followed her dreams. So, there's something in particular she wants to do, and, she can work and be in school, and I'll just be the stay-at-home dad, so we don't have to worry about paying for a babysitter or whether or not if we're going to have somebody that'll be able to babysit. And so I was like, okay, because I didn't know if he was being serious or not. He was like, no, I'll be right at the house with the kids. And like right now, because she quit the other job in preparation for the stay-at-home, work-from-home job that she will be working before the end of this month, he was just like, right now she actually takes care of the bills through his account. Because I was like, are you gonna let her use money from your account? Like, how would that go? He was like, well, right now she already doing, any bill come in the house, either she puts some on it or she pay it off, you know what I'm saying, to make sure the bills are where they need to be. I was like, oh, okay. Like, I would have pegged him for the type of person that would be here for a woman, or anybody for that matter, having dominion over his money, his finances. I thought he was getting the bills and paying them, or handing her half of the rent or whatever. That's what I thought that he was doing. So anyway, he's still doing the most. It is what it is. So I just be like, okay, do what you do. So we talked for a good little while. Child, he on the prowl. Like, I just be like, boy, this is the thing. I read him all the time. That's why when he be talking to me, talking about, oh, I want to lick you from the rooter to the tutor and all this other stuff, I be looking at him like, boy, you have a whole girlfriend. One minute you claim that's your girl, and then the next minute you over here talking about, oh, I'm leaving and I'm getting all these things together with myself, finance-wise, and all of that, and stacking, because now he talking about he can't deal with her, he can't be with her like that, and he don't be getting none like that. And I just be like, oh my gosh, which is it? Because the people have been setting it off. Could you get over? If I miss my, okay, you could have been got over. Oh my gosh, now I'm about to miss my turn. Anyway, Get your behind out the way, because I'm going to have to go in front of you so I don't miss mine. Because they was doing the most. Child, anyway, so, I had to make sure there was no police officer right there, because I ain't got time for it. Because you acting like you done lost your mind, honey. This person about to get hit. They better know where we at, because these people around here don't know how to drive. My bad, y'all. Anyway, so yeah, he be out here trying to be on the prowl. For the most part, he's been good since I have learned about how he is. But he be trying to be out here on the prowl. He be getting outside box, because I call it in-house box. He don't be getting the in-house box. So he be going outside the house, getting what he get, oral transactions and whatnot, only where the person is doing something to him, or it's both both people are being pleased. He be doing a lot when he does do stuff, and I read him for it, because I don't condone cheating and all that. So it's like, child, why y'all gotta do this? Like, just don't be with her if that's what you're gonna do. But like I was saying, people have been having Labor Day cookouts or whatever starting this weekend leading up until Monday. So his uncle had one, and the next victim was at the function. And I'm like, oh my gosh, it's one of our co-workers' sisters. So apparently he already heard about how she get down and all this other stuff, so he excited. But he actually do think she fine. Y'all, it's just, I just be like, sir, why don't you do right? Like, you, one minute you acting right and talking the way you need to talk, and the next minute you saying ignorant stuff. Boy, what is you following me for? Because I know not. I hate when people do what they do and then look at me crazy like I'm wrong. I turned the way I was supposed to turn. Oh, I can't stand y'all non-driving people. So anyway, but yeah, he be doing the least. I be like, boy, stop saying that this person is your girlfriend if it's only out of convenience because she's a beautiful, light-skinned woman. Like, that's what it gives to me whenever he mentions it. Because he was talking about how when he was at the function, everybody was shocked that was his girlfriend. Now, in my opinion, I really feel like, despite the fact that she light-skinned, people are shocked that that's his girlfriend because he ain't really like a looker per se. In my opinion, he's not a looker. Okay, I could be all the way wrong in what I see. My sight could be different, and I could be seeing differently from what everybody else seeing. Just like, I don't know if any of y'all are like on social media a lot. Some dude became a firefighter and everybody said it all. So, ooh, I got a fire he could put out. I was like it went viral. And I'm like, the fact that he graduated from the fire academy or whatever, child, I'm like, where is he find at though? Child. And so I sent it to my friend. I was like, maybe I can't see it. She was like, yeah, I'm trying to understand what they see too. Cause like, this man is not fine. What did they? And I said, look, I looked at every single picture they posted of this man. I don't understand where they setting it off at. I don't understand why they setting it off. It wasn't no muscles. Like, his face was not, like, his face card would decline for me. I'm sorry. I don't know. I'm not trying to be mean. I'm just trying to understand what they was looking at. But anyway, he ain't, like, he's not ugly, but he ain't, like, the finest thing that ever was. That's why I feel like that's why everybody was like, oh, that's your girl? Like, yeah, outside of the fact that she light-skinned and thick. So, he has this way of being able to be sneaky in front of her face, I guess. So I just be like, boy, you need to stop playing these games. Like, and it's like, I told y'all a couple of weeks ago, he was talking about how he had a situation set up for Labor Day. Okay? Now, we did not know that all of this stuff was going to pop off and they was going to end up having to pay him for being off and all that because of this sexual harassment, right? But he told me, I was like, oh yeah, I remember you said you had, a situation set up. He was like, I've been being good. I ain't do nothing. And I'm like, okay, but why you sound so sad about it? Like, I feel like you might as well do like everybody else doing around here. You live with your baby mama. Y'all live together with the kids. And until you get where you need to get, Just say, look, I ain't trying to be with you, whatever, whatever. Now, I feel like he knows her because they've been dating and dealing with each other since they were in high school. So it might be probably about 5 to 10 years they've been dealing with each other, I guess. Because even though he's young, they've been together for like, it got to be between 5 to 8 years, tops. If I had to guess, I would say 5 to 7. 5, 6, or 7 years. So yeah, anyway, I'm just like, just be done. Like, go live with your mama, go live with somebody, go visit the kids. And when she working, you do what you need to do. When you working, she'll keep them like the same way that it's going now. Like, I don't understand. And then the arguing is always happening. He'll leave the house with the quickness because he don't like to argue, which I don't like to argue either. But he'll get up and leave, take the kids with him, all of that. I get that. That's fine. But why sit there and be in a situation when you don't have to be? You could do like you do when these arguments are happening, one-sided arguments at that, and leave. So I'll just keep y'all updated as to whatever he decide to do, child. Because he told me he gonna leave, and I don't know. I'm just like, part of me is like, I feel like you think that she gonna put you on child support or something if y'all ain't together and living together and basically doing the situation, having the situation going on that it is right now. I don't know. I'm kind of confused by it. Anyway, y'all, I keep y'all updated. It's some foolishness. It's some foolishness. Like, he knows that I don't condone cheating. So he actually said out of his own mouth, well, you know what I'm saying? I appreciate what you be saying to me, because that's why I be trying, because I be hoping that one day you'll change your mind. I'm like, yeah, I am celibate and I be having my moments, but I don't know. I don't think I'm going to be desperate enough to be like, you know what? Anytime he go home, if she ever decide that she want to be in the mood, which is every other blue moon nowadays, she'll spread them thighs and butt cheeks for him. Which means that they are in a situationship, even though they are supposed to be a couple. It's, to me, it's giving situationship. Caught up, trapped, or whatever in a situation, and you just want to make sure that you don't end up on the receiving end of child support. So it is what it is. So every now and again, she'd be like, oh, let me go ahead and give him a little piece. And I'm just like, can't be me. I can't. I really feel like there are so many people that are out there for me, that are single, that I can have dealings with if I'm going to go down that road, and that I don't have to stoop down to the side heifers level and act as if these married men are the only people out there that are available, because they doing the most and trying to garner attention and giving me attention. I can't. I ain't got time. So speaking of attention, tell me why I'm minding my business at work, and so I'm being told that we don't have to wear a certain thing at work anymore if we work in the new department. And I was like, what? He was like, yeah. And I was wondering because he had on a black shirt. So, like, basically, we have to wear, like, safety vests. And it's like, you would have thought we was working in the darkness or something. I was just like, well, we got to have a safety vest on for, like, we don't have nobody back there, like, working on nothing. We don't have no construction crew. I think that when it first came up, they still had some construction crews back there doing stuff, so that was understandable for them to have the hard hats, but nothing was going on. So anyway, he was like, oh yeah, they just said we ain't got to do that. And I was like, dang, did he forget his vest? But then look, he trying to tell me that we ain't got to wear the vest no more, right? He was like, you know, you look good. You definitely look good with yours on, but I just wanted to let you know you don't have to wear it anymore. I'm like, I don't know. Y'all don't be understanding the way he say stuff. It had me dying. So, you know, I didn't feel slighted. I didn't feel like he was doing too much or nothing like that. But I already told y'all, it's obvious that this man lived for me. I don't know what his relationship status is. I don't really care. The only way that I will care is if he try to roll up. And if he like really try to roll up, I'm gonna straight up ask him, like, do you have a wife? Do you have children? Because this man is 48. He don't look 48 though. He looks my age or younger. So that was interesting to find out on accident. That man is almost 50 years old. So anyway, and I don't really have a problem with that age difference. Not me. So yeah, there's that. That was the interesting thing that happened. Tell me why the married man decided, let me come walk through. When I walk through, wait a minute. I was just like, why? His department is nowhere near the new department, meaning where he would have to walk. He would not have to walk through any part of the new department to get to where he works. I was just like, oh, you're doing the most. And I was the only woman back there today. Like, the whole department, the only woman back there. I realized that. I thought about it like maybe a couple of minutes after he left. Like, wait a minute, I'm the only one back here today. Today was the first day I saw the entire staff that works back there. At least the people who were there on this particular day. Because everybody's schedule is different. Everybody don't have the same exact days. So yeah, y'all, that was interesting. Figuring out and noticing that I'm the only woman that was back there. I was back there with the side heifer's cousin, the guy whose birthday is on September the 3rd. Speaking of, tell me why he came back today. And I did like I planned on doing, which was asking him how was his birthday. And y'all know that his dad died last year on his birthday while helping out doing some chores outside. He just sat down and died. Like, that was so crazy. So I asked him, did he do anything? And he was like, no, my girl threw me a party, but I wasn't really into it. And I was like, yeah, I can imagine. So I started, kind of talking about it without talking about it. He was like, hey, I was like, you told me about it last year when you came back to work. I said, my friend who is somebody who now works in staffing, he, after a couple of days passed by, and I was like, okay, I knew he was going to be off for his birthday, but where he at though? And he ended up saying to me, well, now I can tell y'all his father passed away. So he's, he had to take off for that, bereavement, all this other stuff that goes along with that to grieve the loss of his father. He'll be back on whatever day he said he was going to be back that last year. I was just like, oh my God, I cannot. Like, I can't. Your daddy died on your birthday, which just so happens to be September 3rd. So I had been saying to him, once I found out what his birthday was, I'm doing the song. So he said, oh yeah, I didn't believe you about that being a song until I went home and looked it up. I was like, yeah. So apparently he just listened to rap and stuff like that. Now he should be like around my age, y'all. So, I mean, it just depends on what kind of music he was exposed to or he actually liked after being exposed to it, because it's too many people up in there that live for, music like that. So I'm pretty sure he knew of it, but he just never paid attention to it. So yeah, I can only imagine. But he said that he wasn't really into it, and but I was like, well, did you get some good food and something to drink at least? He was like, yeah, I was like, well, I'm pretty sure that she was just trying to take your mind off of it for a little while, because he was just like, man, I don't know why she did that. I did not want that. It ended up being a surprise birthday party. So you gotta, look back on the memories of your daddy, and, you trying to celebrate the fact that you are still alive, but your father's not here. And you were building this, father-son relationship with him, because they weren't on the greatest of terms, but they were getting somewhere, and then that happened. So it's just like, wow. So yeah, he said he's okay, but that was something that kind of, triggered him. I talked to the side heifer's cousin, and I asked him, I said, excuse me, what you being off for? He was like, what you talking about? When? He loved trying to play that role like he don't know what I'm talking about. I was like, it's say on the schedule, you ain't gonna be here the next couple of days. So he was like, oh, I'm going to a football game. I was like, so is this going to be a football game that's like in the middle of the day or something? Like, what is going on here? And he was like, oh, no, it ain't going to be until Saturday. And I was like, so why are you taking it? So he laughing at me and I'm laughing at him. He was like, man, I'm just gonna take off. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not even gonna be up in here. I was like, okay. So y'all, tell me why he went on break and then he came back from his last break, because he don't never take the last break. So he basically came back from lunch. He was like, man, tell me why I was on lunch. I was watching this YouTube video, and the video, I guess it was some kind of crank call or prank or something. I don't know. I think it was a real 911 call where somebody said they called 911. They said that some woman was in distress and needed ice or something, but the man said that the woman wasn't giving up no box, so he wasn't finna help her, and so he didn't know what to do, and he mad because he wasn't getting no box. I was like, what? What in the world? I don't know. I don't be ready sometimes for some of the stuff he be telling me about. Like, what in the world? But yeah, like, anyway, we had a great day today. We had a great day. And, I mean, listen, wait a minute. Oh, I almost forgot the most important part of what happened today. Let me get in position. Hold on. So, anyway, tell me why I'm minding my business. I'm minding my business. I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. Hold on. Let me bring y'all a little bit closer, so y'all can see my face, so y'all can see Cinnamon Sugar. Look at her. Look at her. So anyway, okay, y'all, I'm minding my business, right? And so I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. And so I ended up having to call maintenance. And I said specifically what was going on over the radio, right? Tell me why the main person who's been coming over there, he gonna try to tell me, oh, well, we can't do that. I'm saying to myself, first of all, the supervisor that's over all of them, he came first after I said what I said over the radio, right? So he was like, so you called about this, that, and the other? I was like, yeah. So I showed him where it was. He was like, okay. So then the other dude that came from out of nowhere, who over there all the time, and so he was like, what's going on? And so I said, oh, I already told him what the issue was. So he was like, no, I need you to come and show me what you're talking about. So I'm saying to myself, okay. Like, I was in the middle of, like, doing something else. Like, bruh, he already over there handling it. Okay. So I went over there and I showed him what it was, and I told him what I think needed to be done because I'd seen it done before. He gonna tell me, oh, well, we can't do that. We can't do such a thing. I was like, then the supervisor that's, like, over us, he came over there trying to figure out, what was going on or whatever. And so I explained to him in front of him what was going on, the situation that was happening, the issue that was happening. This man gonna tell me yet again, oh, I'm trying to explain to you, we can't do that. I'm talking about this man, he really thought he was doing something. He over here trying to make it seem like he embarrassing me in front of my supervisor and his supervisor to my seat because of this right here. And he really I'm looking at him the whole time thinking, but you don't know what you're talking about, though. Like, there are times, depending on what's going on, I will stand there and I will watch something and figure out what the issue is. And I can tell you what's happening so that it can better serve you. You the one who got to come over here and fix it if it's beyond my scope. But I can tell you what I'm looking at because it's something that I know I can't do. If it's electrical, I know I can't do it. If it's something that involves certain tools, I'm not going to be able to do it. I only can do certain things that involve tools, right? So I'm telling him what it is. He gonna keep telling me, oh, we can't do this. I said, you know what? Let me walk off. Let me walk off from you. So then, tell me why my supervisor came over to me less than 10 minutes later and said, yeah, so you were right. His supervisor said, and I was like, I said, see, y'all be thinking that I'm crazy. I feel like y'all think I'm crazy because I will say what I need to say over the radio. And I'm not trying to be right, but at the same time, if I'm looking at something happening, and then like something actually was in the middle of tearing up on top of that, and I expressed that over the radio too, I'm like, how you gonna tell me why they ended up removing the part that ended up being almost tore up? Then they had to go remove a very important chain. They ended up tearing the whole thing apart. I went to lunch and came back. His supervisor sitting in the floor trying to get to certain parts of stuff. I was like, oh my gosh. But you gonna try to tell me y'all can't do nothing. Oh, okay. And I had to explain to the supervisor, because the supervisor came back over to me again. He was like, yeah, like you were right. I really do appreciate the communication that you do. Like he be hearing it. Like sometimes he'll watch me and he'll notice that I'm talking. And he'll be like, wait a minute, she doing this? I don't hear her. She must be talking to maintenance. So he'll switch over. I picked up on that today. So he'll switch over to that channel, trying to figure out what I'm saying. And he'll notice that my area is not operational, right? So I'm like, okay, I just picked up on that because of what just happened today. So anyway, he was like, amazing communication. Like he just act like he just so impressed. I'm like, oh my gosh. Like, I'm trying to do my job, but not so great that y'all are going to want me back here all the time. And I mean, like, I ain't gonna lie to y'all. As much as I hate it back there, I would rather be back there than to be upstairs at times, because I don't want to have to do the most hated task. Back there, we don't have to do the most hated task. Other people have to do that. Like, they get paid to do it, and it's a completely different devil. And even though the person that I asked about it, they said it's not that bad, but the way that they explained it, I'm like, who want to sit up there and do all of that? Like, So anyway, yeah, I got praised yet again for like what I was doing, because with everything that they ended up tearing apart and taking apart, it was a lot, y'all. That thing could have like exploded on me or somebody else. Like, that's how bad off it was. And they were still trying to fix it when I left. But you're going to try to tell me, oh no, we can't do this. Oh no, it's not that. He literally going to tell me, oh, that's not the issue. It's this. And I told him, I was like, I've never seen this do this before. And I'm explaining to him what I watched happen. But he going to tell me yet again, no. That's not what's going on. You can't do this. We can't fix that. And I was like, oh, okay. And walked off, because I'm not finna argue with you about what I, the person who has to be over there all day, am looking at. That's why I like that man that I told y'all about. That man listens to me and takes everything I say into consideration, especially if it's something that he's never experienced happen for him to have to fix before. So he'll be like, okay, wait a minute, let me see. And then like one time, like a week or two ago, he was over there. I had said a certain phrase, and he was like, yeah, that is what's going on. Nobody else knows what I'm talking about when I say that phrase, because I've done this before at the last job that I was at. And that's why I was looking at him sideways, and I ended up having to walk off, because it's like, sir, you're not going to tell me that you can't do this particular thing, because maintenance was doing it at my last job. And this is almost exactly identical to what I was doing at my last job. So you're not going to tell me that this is not something that's possible. Anytime these exact same issues were happening, that's what they did at the last job. But go off though. I would rather call the side helper's cousin over to help me do something than them. You know what I'm saying? Than that particular man. Let me put it like that. But yeah, it was a mess. They had to completely replace one of the things that I called about that is a part of the issue. But you gonna tell me, oh no, ain't nothing wrong with that. But y'all just had to remove the entire thing. Oh, okay. But yeah, y'all, it was kind of funny. And then it's like he didn't talk to me for a little while, and then he got over himself, and then he started talking to me again. I was like, oh, okay. Because I can play that game too. Like, people enjoy having conversations with me. So if I'm quiet and don't want to talk to you, I feel sorry for you. I had somebody at one point in time to beg me to talk to them, because I gave them the silent treatment, because I was like, I don't like this situation. And so I took it upon myself to, I was like, oh, I'm going to be quiet. Let me be quiet then. Let me shut on up. Since you want to play that game, I got something for you. You ain't got to hear my voice ever again. That person had to beg me to speak. So anyway, y'all, that's the gist of what I wanted to tell y'all about today. But yeah, that was so crazy. And you know what I'm saying? My thing is this, like, if it's going to make your life easier, or it's going to help you figure out a problem easier, just listen to me. Like, I don't claim to know everything, but in that moment, I knew exactly what I was talking about. And that supervisor came over to me and told me, yeah, you knew what you were talking about. Oh my gosh, y'all. So before that happened, we trying to set up because we were down. Like, they actually shut everything down. And on our shift, whenever something is shut down, normally our shift is the one that bring it up, right? So we setting everything up. And so somebody that took a part to a machine, right? And it's like, in all honesty, it's important, but it's not. At my last job, we used to use something else in particular. And so I did what I did at the old job, right? So I was like, hey, would you happen to know where this is? Because I looked in the drawer and I looked at all the places where if it was like misplaced, that somebody should have enough sense to put it to the side, put it in a drawer until somebody figures out where it's going to go. I looked all around the area where it would have dropped if it did drop and it wasn't there, right? So he going to tell me, oh no, you can't do that. You can't do that because us, the maintenance men, we going to have to come over there and do this, that, and the other. And I'm saying to myself, what are you talking about? Like, y'all would have thought this man is talking about they gonna have to do some kind of magic in order to remove what I put over there on it, on the situation. That's all I could call it right now. And I'm just like, that's not what happened. It was so bad that the supervisor was there, right? He just had me right there. So I explained to him, I was like, hey, so he gonna roll up on the supervisor before I can get to the supervisor and tell him. He was like, yeah, she's talking about she put this on that machine and that's a no-go. You can't do that. So, do you know where that part is? Because if not, you're gonna have to borrow one from the other one that's not operational right now, that's on the other area, and you're gonna have to use that because we can't do what she did. And so when he finally walked off, I said, I got to wait for him to get far enough away from me. So I called the supervisor because he was about to start walking off. And I said, hey, so what I did was I literally put this on this. It's not on anything that's going to damage anything at all. This is what I was telling him. That's why I was trying to explain to him that I did, because that's what we did at my old job. Do you know it worked all day? It worked all day. And it'll work until I don't want it to work. Like, I'm just like, I don't understand. Like, of course, if you can order a new part, so to speak, feel free to do that. But what I was doing, we literally have that particular machine at that job, and it does the exact same thing at this job. And so the method in which they did what they did, I did it over here in order to get the job done, and it did exactly what I needed to do. I didn't have no issues the entire day with that. But you're going to tell me, oh no, you can't do that. You would have thought that I was defacing something or tearing something up when I wasn't. Anyway, y'all, I just wanted to, vent and tell y'all about some of the things that happened today, child. This is going to be so interesting because my body is not used to being at work on a Wednesday unless it's mandatory for me to work, and then I request to be off on my 7th day. So yeah, I already cannot wait until Saturday gets here. Excuse me. It's the new football season. We just had a shutout. Roll Tide Roll. And so I'm glad that I'm going to be off so that I can enjoy my football. But anyway, y'all have a good day. See y'all next time. Bye.